Evans, who ended up winning the NBA Rookie of the Year. The pick is in. The Kings have decided. Here once again, the NBA Commissioner, David Stern.
With the 5th pick in the 2010 NBA Draft, the Sacramento Kings select DeMarcus Cousins from the University of Kentucky.
DeMarcus Cousins, the big fella out of Kentucky, 6'11", 292 pounds. He becomes the 3rd freshman selected in the top 5 picks of the draft. You see his coach, John Calipari, and get used to Kentucky players being drafted, because so far it's 2 in the first 5. There are 3 others who could go in the first round. The All-American this year, 15 points, 10 rebounds a game. Jay Billis, you love his talent, don't you?
Amazing talent. I mean, he is the most talented, the most productive, and the most efficient big man in this draft. He is a load at 6'10 and a half, 292 pounds. He's got a wingspan at over 7'5", and he uses it. I mean, this guy is long, and he is incredibly strong. When he goes up for the ball, he's got great hands. I mean, he can second jump. He's got terrific feet, but he is a really productive rebounder. You know, you mentioned the amount of rebounds, 10 per game that he grabs. He only plays 23 minutes per game. And when you talk about productive rebounders, the really productive one grabs a rebound once every 3 minutes. He grabs one once every 2 minutes. I mean, he is super productive as a rebounder. He's got really good hands and a really nice touch. He can step away a little bit. Shot the ball pretty well in some of his workouts. Some others didn't. But he's got a good feel for the game, and he's got really good feet. I mean, he can spin in the lane. He can step away and put the ball on the deck and get to the basket. I think when he puts his mind to getting his body in a little bit better shape, and you know, the issue is maturity. We've talked this to death. It's all on his racket now. I mean, DeMarcus Cousins can be as good as he wants to be, and the only thing that can stop him from being an outstanding and a great NBA player and leading the league in rebounding and being one of the elite big guys is himself. And I wish him the absolute best. I've worked with him, and he's got it in him to do this.
Some of the lasting images that we've seen DeMarcus this past season, yelling at his coach, John Calipari, at each other, really, but as he told us, hey, it's like a father-son relationship. Heather Cox now is with Coach Calipari.
And I'm happy to report no yelling whatsoever. 3rd consecutive year that Coach Calipari has had a player that you've coached drafted in the top 5, already 2 tonight. But as we've heard, there are some issues about DeMarcus's, really his maturity and his work ethic. But nobody knows better than a coach. What is the truth around those red flags?
It's all unfounded. I mean, we had some back and forth because it was coming from me. He's a great young man. My wife, I know Miss Monica's crying right now, but so is my wife, because she thought he was her son. So he's a great young man. He's going to have a great future. And Sacramento now with Tyreek and DeMarcus, it kind of gets scary out west.
Now tonight you have 5 underclassmen that, instead of returning to Kentucky to play for you and hopefully make a run for a title, are headed to the NBA. Because of that, how bittersweet is tonight for you?
This is, I'd like to say, it's the biggest day in the history of Kentucky's program. You got Patrick Patterson sitting right here. You still have Eric Bledsoe and Daniel Wharton to go. And so with 5 guys and the first #1 in the history of our school, this is a huge day, the biggest day for the University of Kentucky.
Coach, enjoy every second of it. Now let's head over to Mark Jones.
But, DeMarcus, you're wearing a little bit of purple. Did you know something was happening before the selection came out?
No, I didn't realize what was going on until I was at the table. And Coach Cal was like, you got on the purple shirt. You must know you was going to Sacramento. But no, I didn't realize it until just then.
Hey, we got you right here, right now. What's the biggest misconception that people in America have of DeMarcus Cousins?
I mean, they think I'm a monster off the floor, and I'm nothing like that.
What are you like?
I'm a kid that just likes to have fun.
You told me earlier that you went from 296 to 285 pounds from after the season to now. What do you say to people that think that your weight might be a little bit of a concern in the pros?
I mean, that's their opinion, but I'm going to continue to work hard, and I'm going to try to get better every day.
Congratulations. You look good rocking that purple, too.
Thank you.
Stu, back to you.
Thanks a lot, Mark Jones. Congratulations to DeMarcus. As for the Sacramento Kings, they have missed the playoffs in 4 straight years. This is what their lineup looked like last year. JB, you played in Sacramento for a long time. What do you think now of this team with Tyreek and DeMarcus?
Well, I like what they've done. Tyreek Evans, they picked up Carl Landry from Houston, who I think is one of the most underrated players we have in the NBA. Samuel Dallenberg now over with this trade. So DeMarcus Cousins doesn't have to come in there and be an impact guy right away. He certainly can be if he plays up to his potential, but he's got time. He's got some guys to learn under, and I like what Sacramento's done. Evans is going to be great. They probably still need a point guard, maybe another shooter, but Sacramento certainly on their way back.
They got beat up by really good teams last year. Against teams that had a 500 or better mark, the Kings were only 9-41 against them. All right, when you think about Sacramento out west, their coach, of course, saying, look out. A year look out, 2 years look out. What do you think?
Well, for me, you need to rebound the ball, and you need an interior presence to win in this league. I don't know about all the off-the-court issues of maturity. You can get a guy in shape. If he loves the game, he'll get in shape. If he loves to play, he'll be a good teammate. And you can't find guys who rebound the ball like this guy does.
And you can't find guys like Tyreek Evans, so he's going to a team with a great, great player. The Golden State Warriors are the next team.